What factors need to be considered when deciding whether to parent or not? There are many factors that must be considered when deciding to be a parent. First and foremost, one of the most important factors is if the other partner is fully willing to share the responsibility of having and raising a child. The responsibility comes with providing emotional support, financial support, and the willingness to sacrifice one's needs over someone else's. Another factor that must be considered is also whether a couple is willing to accept a lifestyle change that is centered on raising a child up into adulthood. What this would entail is sacrificing traveling, career choices, and centering the child's life before anything else. Another important factor is one that is almost always overlooked, which entails sharing custody and responsibilities of a child if a relationship between both parents should dissolve. Many people do not tend to think of the possibilities and do not quite comprehend the difficulties this could bring to a child's life. The child would more than likely face the struggle of being shared amongst two homes, and the one parent making a higher income would be legally bound in providing financial support, even with the child living out of the home. These factors, amongst others, are only a few to consider when deciding to have a child. A child comes with many responsibilities that require two people to take care of. How have the trends in parenthood changed? There have been many trends throughout time that have changed parenthood. One trend that has been looked upon through time is in the quantity of children that couples are having. According to Lamanna, Reedman, and Stewart, there has been a drastic change in the amount of children couples are having today. The trend demonstrates that there has been a decrease in the total fertility rate of women, which entails the amount of live births they are having throughout their lifetime within the United States. In the 1950s, women were averaging 3 to 4 births when their husbands were the sole breadwinners. To 1 to 2 births decreased in the 1970s due to the energy crisis of that time. Most recently, the total fertility rate has averaged 1 to 2 children since the United States recession of 2007. What this has demonstrated to demographers is that when there is a financial burden within our country, it impacts the way couples see their future when finances are considered. What is being seen within the United States is that both partners within a marriage and relationship are now having to work in order to gain financial stability within an economy that has been growing. This need for both partners to work has impacted how many children one is able to care for. Due to this, the United States is seeing more one-child families due to women needing to work, the high cost of raising a child through infancy up until early adulthood, and the lack of support within one's career of choice, and the acceptance of only having one child as being the norm. Lamanna, Reedman, and Stewart also state that by having one child, parents do not feel overwhelmed with providing for one's child's needs while also fulfilling their own needs. The ability to invest one's time through financial and emotional support does not inhibit their own desires when they only have one child. What are some advantages to parenting in the 21st century? When we consider some advantages to parenting in the 21st century, we should conceptualize that parents of children are now being raised in a society where people must now come together in the effort to raise a child when working parents are not able to provide the care. The way parents are now able to provide care while also still earning an income is through what Yolanda Bogan calls the parenting community. What this community entails is that through support of other adults, children are being brought up through a strong kinship network of families and friends. This network can consist of close-knit friends and family who help nurture and influence the development of a child by offering care while parents are working outside of the home. During the hours of care, parents trust that their kinship network provides care that is constructive to the positive well-being of their child. Through the support of kinship, parents are able to work and become financially stable. Another advantage is that of being able to utilize childcare that does not consist of family or friends. Childcares were created so that working women could help their husbands contribute to the financial need of the family. In using childcare, both parents have been able to provide financial support while also entrusting that their child is being well taken care of from non-family members. These childcare providers become a positive influential factor just as children who are of school age and attend school are also highly influenced by teachers who contribute to a child's educational well-being. Of similar advantages are those such as coaches, instructors of music, dance, and club leaders. Of these influences, all of these share the common interest of improving a child's cognitive ability through teaching. When we consider how children used to learn, many were not able to attain education or training due to being an extra set of hands on the farm, contributing to chores at home, and helping raise other siblings. This is no longer the case in the 21st century, as the well-being of a child consists of raising a child to full capability within our changing society in order that they become a positive aspect for the coming of future generations. What are some challenges to parenting in the 21st century? Some of the challenges with parenting in the 21st century is that of the cost of living. With time, it has gotten more expensive to raise children. Providing for a family can be quite challenging when everything within the economy has increased in value, from food, medical, housing, and education. With the challenges of trying to provide for a family with not only one income but two, it has become a stressor for parents when they consider what the needs are for their children. Many families that are not wealthy and come from the middle and lower class struggle more in supporting their children financially. It is with great stress that two-income families must make sacrifices in order to survive by providing food, shelter, and clothes for a child with an earned income that may not be enough. When more than the average amount of children are within a family, it creates a strain in trying to provide for every child, including the needs of parents, when there is not enough money for the financial needs of everyone. This creating an economic hardship that becomes a stressor. Through the stresses that parents may experience in trying to provide financial support for their children, it may cause a lateral effect in where children are affected and they demonstrate it through their behavior. Cohen-Ponnet states that scarce financial resources has demonstrated negative behavior when a family is dealing with conflict. This is believed to occur because economic stressors create psychological distress such as anxiety and depression, in which children experience through watching their parents deal with financial stress. The family stress model posits that financial stressors such as this can create negative feelings in which have an effect on not only the psychological being of an adult, but it can also impact a child and an adolescent by them acting out their level of stress. It is believed that those of lower and middle income may face stressors at a higher level than those of higher incomes, as the strain felt amongst raising children and providing for all family members can be very challenging when one feels that they are not providing enough for everyone. By also feeling the stressors of not being able to provide enough for a child, parental stress also increases, as parents may feel resentment for the feelings that their children are feeling due to the need to have to work and provide financially. The inability to be a stay-at-home parent, mainly for women, becomes a stressor when she feels resentment towards the father for not being able to provide enough on his own. This leading to interparental conflict when both parents are considered. These types of challenges can be detrimental when children are considered, as they observe and experience hostility in the home. This many times can last a lifetime and impact their lives as adults and later on as parents.